I have never read any manga in my life until like 2021, I think. And it's kinda weird as I watched anime for a long time now. I always thought it was stupid to read stuff you could literally see animated combined with cool music and cool sound effects. I think the first real manga read through I had was Attack on Titan, because I couldn't wait for the final season part 2 and risk getting spoiled. So thanks for that, Attack on Titan fandom. By the way, what is your first manga that you read? Be sure to let me know in the comments. I want to briefly talk about some of the manga I read, how I like them and how I think of the media now. So here they are. Let's start with Black Clover. I have read about 20 chapters and that's about where I left off in the anime. I dropped the anime because Asta was genuinely too annoying for me to continue watching. With all of his screaming, but in the manga, he is actually better. Sure, Black Clover isn't the greatest story out there, but it's still enjoyable to read through, I think. I will probably pick it up sometime soon. 7 out of 10. Chainsaw Man. Now, probably one of the only manga on the list without an anime adaptation yet. I had to check it out since it had no anime yet. People were praising it like crazy. This will probably be the most unpopular opinion in the video, but I don't see all the hype. Sure, Chainsaw Man animated by MAPPA, it may level up the original source and stuff, but the manga itself isn't the 10 out of 10 many people make it out to be. It's still good and I read 50 chapters, but for me it's also a 7 out of 10. Okay, maybe a 7.5 because I can acknowledge it's better than Black Clover. My Hero Academia. Now we are entering manga I didn't start reading from chapter 1, but from where the anime ended. I started reading My Hero Academia from where season 4 ended to roundabout where the war arc ended. I am not a fan of My Hero Academia, but that war arc was so good. I had a blast reading it and I finished the war arc in like a few days. After that I kinda dropped it and didn't continue reading. So with this one I will only judge the manga stuff I read and how much I enjoyed it, not the stuff I experienced through anime. Therefore, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. I had a great experience reading the My Hero Academia manga. And yes, it feels weird giving My Hero Academia a 9 out of 10. Attack on Titan. Oh boy, this is gonna be weird. So, Attack on Titan is a fantastic story, we all agree, right? And overall, it's a 10 out of 10 medium, right? Well, I started reading the manga towards the finishing arc, and as some of you know, the ending really wasn't it, to put it in light words. Although I liked the ending initially, slowly I started seeing why people didn't like it, and yeah, I started disliking it a bit too. Now, to be fair, I still enjoyed reading it, but even at my first experience reading it, some decisions were just like, why? Obviously, I won't spoil, so wait for part 3 of the final season to make your own mind. I give Attack on Titan an 8 out of 10, because as I said, I still enjoyed it. And the ending got me emotional. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. That one I just recently binge read because season 3 was just that insane and I needed more. It's kinda weird seeing how different Kaguya approached romance than any romance anime I have seen. While most of the times the protagonists kiss and then they live happily after, in Kaguya things became even more complicated after they kissed, which is even more realistic, I think. Anyway, I really enjoyed it and I liked what they did with Ishigami, as he honestly was kinda the best character, like with all his gentleman stuff, like the stuff that happened with his crush, I think Tsubomi was her name, and how he acted that way. And if you see my profile picture, you know I like characters with these kind of attributes. Overall, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Sure, it was really good, but it wasn't as insane as season 3. Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone Loki is one of the most underrated new gen anime and has really grown on me. I just like the unique vibe and that it's a cool story about science. Nothing more, but nothing less. Just something to watch and have a great time with. I read to the point of where the Ryusui, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, his special, where that one ended. Which means they handled all I read in a 40-minute special. That's kinda depressing, but it was still cool. I actually don't know what to think of them expanding the cast, as I prefer the original cast and how cozy it was with only some people. But we'll see, I guess. Overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. The Promised Neverland. Now, this is a weird one. Unlike the other manga, which I picked up after the current season, I picked up Promised Neverland after season 1 ended. The Promised Neverland was such a joy to read through, and it really is a shame how the anime massacred it. Sure, it's nothing world-changing, but I actually read it till the end, and it was very fun. It has some problems still, less than the anime of course, so I'm not saying it's perfect. My favorite arc from The Promised Neverland actually wasn't even animated, like they just skipped it in the anime. So just for that you should go and read the manga. I think The Promised Neverland was like an 8 out of 10. Tokyo Revengers is a hit show, man. I have seen so much hate on it for no actual reason. Sure, the newer stuff is kinda, well, really not that great. But until that point, Tokyo Revenger was hype as fuck. Especially the arc that is coming in season 2 was insane, bro. The anime onlys are in for a treat. But yeah, as I said, at the moment it is kinda just continuing and waiting to end, as the current stuff isn't really that crazy or even like average. I really don't like the current stuff, but before the final saga, Tokyo Revengers was a hit show. I like Takemichi, which seems to be unpopular, but still I love his character. I don't know, something about the character who is scared as shit but still acts up seems cool to me. But of course, Shifuyu is also a great character. Tokyo Revengers really excels with the characters in my opinion. At the moment I am not reading Tokyo Revengers weekly, and for the last 20 chapters it felt more like work than doing it because I like reading it. So maybe a 7 out of 10. Tokyo Ghoul, another manga I have only experienced through manga, as I have not seen the anime, and since I heard the manga is great and the anime is kinda meh, I won't watch it probably. It's one of those cases like Demon Slayer, where one media is so much superior that you don't dare touching the other. I have read like 50 chapters and dropped it, but not because I didn't like it. It is because I'm not good with reading something throughout a long period of time. Tokyo Ghoul actually was fantastic. I will most definitely pick it up again. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Kaneki felt so unique from most shonen protagonists, and the raw brutality, which I'm not a big fan of generally, felt really appropriate in this case. Honestly, I should drop everything right now and read Tokyo Ghoul. Lastly, One Piece. 10 out of 10. That's it. This section will be me fanboying over One Piece, so there was your warning. I think after I caught up to One Piece in the anime, I waited for like some weeks till I switched to the manga. I just needed more One Piece content, and I couldn't wait 1 week for only one episode, especially in One Piece terms. That's like one chapter maybe. So when they were doing the Roger flashbacks, I switched up to the manga. And after I caught up with the manga as well, I have been reading it weekly, and I'm reading it like immediately after a new chapter drops. I know it's kinda convenient how my first experience with reading One Piece weekly is at one of the best sections of the entire story, and everyone who is reading it currently will probably agree with that. But even still, looking forward to a new chapter every week is such a cool thing to have as a routine. I have been doing it for like half a year approximately, and I love it. I dread the day where One Piece ends, to be honest. And I can't believe that I'm saying it, but the manga is so much superior than the anime. Sure, in some sections the anime excels with great animation, like they currently do with the Roof Piece episodes, but overall it's just so much more enjoyable reading One Piece and watching it. I'm actually not even caught up with the anime. Okay, fanboy mode off. In summary, reading manga is actually really cool, and I do want to read classics like Vagabond and Berserk, and maybe stuff I haven't seen the anime of, like Naruto and Bleach. I actually read Bleach, and I have made like 3 videos on my experience about reading Bleach, so if you are interested, just watch them. I would also appreciate some more manga recommendations in the comments, and while you're at it, hey, why not like and subscribe? That's it, bye!